Good afternoon. It's Vanessa Baker here, live with you crafting again this Thursday. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying this sort of come on again, off again sunshine. It's nice to see the sun. There's a couple of things ending today. The join promotion is ending. I forgot to turn off my notifications. Let's see if I can do that quickly. I want that going off all the time. Okay. Sorry, the join promotion that where you can join as a demonstrator and get extra goodies in your starter kit, that finishes today. And also the kits promotion where the Stamping Up kits have been on sale for up to 30% off. So today's the last day for that as well. Yeah, if you need any help with ordering any of those things, then just give me a shout and I'm happy to help you. So I'm just going to turn my camera and we'll get started on today's project. Zoom in a wee bit. Okay. So today I'm sort of doing something I did a couple of years back. So I did this little Christmas decoration and it stands up like so. It's hard to see in the camera. So I did this as a little gift for people who came to my Christmas function that I have every year for all my customers and team. And yeah, so I made one of these each. So it's a window sheet with the wreath and it just stands up like that as a nice little decoration. So I thought I would do a similar thing but using a tree. So I've made this one here and I've used the Merriest Trees and I'm going to show you how to do all these layers in the tree, and there's a die for each layer so you don't have to worry about cutting them out. It's all easily done with the dies. And it's got this little stand that means it will just stand up. So you can, if you want to, put a message on the back and make it as a card. And it does fit in an envelope. I had one here. So it folds flat and you can post it just like that. Write your message on the back and then the recipient can display it like so. Okay, so I'll just put that to the side. And I'm going to start with the base. What I did with the base is I just stamped randomly with a little bow. And this comes in the set. Where have I put the set now? Oh, here it is. This is the Merriest Trees. Now this one's in the main catalogue on page 78. So you have the stamps and then the dies that go with it. So yeah, I'm using this little bow here. And I'm doing the bow first before I do my score lines. That way I'm not, it kind of affects the way where you stamp if you've already got the lines there. So I'm going to try and do it without the lines and just try and do. So I'm using crumb cake on crumb cake and I want it to look kind of random. Oops. It's very easy with a small stamp. See how I missed the right hand part of the bow there? It's so easy with a small stamp to just go that little bit too fast. So just tell myself to slow down. And make sure I connect the whole stamp with the paper. How are you getting on with your Christmas cards? Things are ramping up quickly. There's only, what are we now? Only a couple of months, isn't it, to go? Okay, that is the bows. So now we'll do the scoring. Where have I put my trimmer? Here it is. So this, I'm making the base part at the moment. Okay, so our first score line is 2.5. And then 6. Just double checking them as I go. 8.5. I'm using centimetres. I'll give you the imperial in the tutorial. And 14.5. And 17. Now I know that this is 18 long, so rather than opening out the arm on my trimmer, I'm just going to do it 1 on that side, and then that will give me my last score line. Okay. So now we can, I'm going to fold it, I'm going to fold that little tab, and I'm going to bring over, so I want, just don't want to do too much folding. I'm going to fold it in half and then glue that down, but I'm trying not to fold these little, these other folds too much, although, actually no, it doesn't matter, let's just fold them and burnish them. Can't remember why I thought that was a good idea. I think it's easier to do it while it's flat. Okay, so now we're just going to put our adhesive on that little tab and fold that over. Sure it's straight. Hi Heather, yay, hello to you too. I can see your comment there, yay, that's great. Okay, so that's our little stand, and that's the shape of it. It's kind of a, I don't know what you call that, it's probably got a name. But you've sort of got these flat areas front and back, and then the points on the end. So that's our base. And then we've got a little inner tab, and this is to attach the tree or whatever you're putting. So you can see the back of it there. It allows you to have that coming up through the middle to attach your item onto. So this folds in the middle, and I want to get that straight too. And then the top part sort of forms a extra little tab. That's going to stay straight, and these bits are going to be on an angle once it's all attached. And these, the last 2 scores at the bottom, are going to fold this way. So they're going to attach to the inside of the base. So that's what you're aiming for with that. And then I'm going to glue the middle part together. So these 2 sections come together like that. And then these 2 tabs are going to attach on either side of the inside. So this is the bit where it gets a little bit tricky, and I hope it comes through on the video. So I found it's easier to just do it all at once, just go for gold, as it were. And I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way up. So I've got my bows in the right direction, and then I'm just going to slide that into the middle. And I actually did my example, I had the top part here flush with the top of here, but I am using the little base on the tree. So I'm actually going to, in this example, have it sticking up a little bit further. I don't want it too far up, so probably about that much, just so it sticks out. And then I'm looking for it to be even between those 2 score lines, and it's in between the 2. So I hope that translated into the video. I don't know how I'm going to write that in the instructions. Sometimes you just have to see things, don't you? Okay, so that's our little tab done. So we'll set that aside. So see how you've got those attached to the sides, and then this part here for the tree to go on, and those other pieces just are angled. So that just sort of holds it open and makes it sturdy. Okay, so we'll set that aside to dry and talk about the stamping. So with the Merriest Trees, there's one stamp that for your tree, and this does the solid part, and I've done that in soft sea foam, and then the detail that gets added over the top I've done in old olive, and that's a separate stamp. So you've got, it's a two-step process, and you'll see that the tree, the stamp is all, so there's one stamp, but it does all the different levels. So what I did is I got a strip of paper, Whisper White, Basic White, and I've stamped each of my trees just up into each layer. So this is my first one, so I did the whole thing, and then the next one I left out a layer, and I did that across the paper. So I don't need to stamp and use a lot of paper because I don't need the whole tree 4 times. I just need one that size, and then a smaller one, another smaller one, and you just keep going down and just stamping less and less each time. So I just thought I would show you, if I've got enough room on the bottom here, yes, how you do one. And now this is a photopolymer stamp, and it's solid, so it works really well if you do it on a mat, a stamping mat. This just acts a little bit like the rubber and gives you a little bit of give, and it just gives you a nicer finish. So also this stamp is quite large. To get it all on the ink pad, I have to go in this direction. So I'm inking, and then as I go, and you've kind of got those lines across, which is quite handy. So I'm going to turn it this way, and that just gets stamped down. So this is the soft sea foam, which is a beautiful green. I love this green. Okay, and then over the top of that, I've used old olive. There's lots of different combinations you could use here. And again, I'm going across the stamp, ink that up, and then this one just goes over the top. You just want to hover it while you get it in position, and just stamp that over the top. There we go. Okay, so that's what I did for each of the trees, and then I just die cut that. Oh, hi Diane, good to see you here live as well. Fabulous. Okay, now, I was going to show you before we put the tree together. Here's my tree. So I've got all my pieces so you can see what I was talking about at all the different levels. And I've got a silver star for the top, and I've cut out the base part from pecan pie. And I just wanted to show you how to use the adhesive sheet. So I'm going to cut out, this little die here cuts out the silver tinsel, and I'm using silver foil for that. And they're quite tricky if you don't put the adhesive sheet on. When you go to stick them on your tree, you've got to put a little dot of glue on each little circle, and it can be quite tricky and you can get gluey fingers. So I've got a piece of adhesive sheet, and I'm peeling that off. So I've got the sticky side here. So that gets stuck to the back of my silver foil. And then I'll run that through the machine the right way over. So I'm cutting the foil that way. Okay. And then each one, just have to poke those out. Where are we? They're a little bit fiddly, these things, but they look great. So, oops, here we go. Got them all out. Right. Oops, no, I've lost one. Oh no, there it is. It's upside down. I couldn't see it. Okay, so we've got those ready. If I put them on now or put them on afterwards. I might put them on afterwards because then I like to do it so they flow down the tree. So they go from left to right, like you would on an actual tree. Okay, so I'll just do the sticking the tree together. So I've used partly dimensionals and partly glue, and I'll just do it. We'll start at the top and work down, I think. So I'm going to get my bone folder. I want a little kink in the tree at each layer. So I'm just curling that towards me with the bone folder. And I'm going to put a dimensional underneath that curl. And then I want a little bit of glue at the top. So it's kind of curling out and getting stuck as well. So that I want to meet at the top. Okay, so that's what I get. So I've got my, a little bit hard with this one because there's not much distance between. Oh, I didn't take the backing off. That would help. Take the backing off the dimensional, Vanessa. Okay, it might stick now. Yeah, so you've sort of, in a short distance, you've got it coming up and then sticking down here. So that's the trickiest one. So then you want to curl the next layer. And this time I'm going to put my dimensional a little bit higher up. And then I've got my layer here. I'll take that off and put some glue. It's just a case of working your way down the tree. You can work up the tree as well, whichever way suits you. So now I'm going to curl this one. I'll put two across this one. It's a bit wider here. Bit of glue. And that's going to go on there. You see how each lever was curling out? That's just exactly what I wanted. Now, if you do want to do a message on the back, you would need to, oh, I've got a bit of ink on mine. You would want to stamp that now because that's the back of your card. But I'm doing it more as a decoration, so I'm going to leave that blank. But there is a really nice stamp in here which actually follows the line of the tree. We wish you a Merry Christmas, so that would be really nice done on the back. Or just something small if you want a bit more room to write. Okay. Some more curling and dimensionals. We could almost go for big ones now. As we get, the tree gets larger as we go. Some right at the top. Okay, so we're lining up the top and attaching those layers. Right, so now we've got our tree. So I'm going to start at the top with the silver decorations, and you might just want something with a point, like you take your pick tool or piercing tool like I've got here, just to get that adhesive. There we go. Just separate. So it still is a little bit fiddly, but you don't get glue all over your fingers, which is the main attraction for me. Okay, so that's going to go across the top, and then just make sure you're picking up the next size, because they are easy to get in the wrong order. Okay, that was a bit easier. Yeah, that one with 3 only is a bit tricky. And they just stick straight on with this adhesive sheet. Yeah, this way. Okay, this one next. I quite like revisiting things I've done in previous years and doing them with new products. Okay, so our last one. And there's no, yeah, I'm just sort of going edge to edge. That's how I kind of know where to put them. Right, and then we've got a star for the top. So I just put a little dab of adhesive sheet. Doesn't work in this case because you've got some of the star won't be covered, won't be attached to the paper. Some of it's overhanging at the top, so you can't use the adhesive sheet for that. Just pop that there and hold it for a second. Okay, now we're going to attach the bottom, the little skirt, to the tree, and I just put a line of glue across the top there. And I'm just putting it down as far as that bit there comes up, so it's hiding that glue. Oops, got it on my desk. I might just put the, oh no, I need that in a sec. Okay, so now I'm going to attach it into our box, and so I've got that a little bit higher up so that I can just have my tree just that little bit higher. So I put some glue. Yeah, I'll put it on here, I think. So just on the top of that. And then it's probably a two-handed thing if I kind of get it in the right position, about there, one hand, and squeeze it together with the other hand. So I just felt this one, you'll see, is just that little bit lower down, and I had to do that because of the position of that inner tab. But now I've got that just sitting a little bit higher up. Yeah. Perhaps I haven't. Did it move? Yeah, that's better. So my tree isn't touching the base part. That's what I was aiming for. Okay, and then we've got just a little sentiment to do along the front. So I've done the one from the stamp set, and I've done it in Old Olive. So this says, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. And since it's like a decoration, I thought that was quite appropriate. Oh, that did not come out very well. I probably need to do it on the mat. Here it is. Turn that over, do that again. Also, I find when you are tapping with your stamp, most people aim for the middle. That's human nature, I think, is to go for the middle. It can be a good idea to use the edges and just tap around in a few different places just to get a nice coating of ink. And I'll just hold it there for a little bit longer. Okay. And then I'm going to cut that out with the little banner from, what's it called? Stylish Shapes dies. Only just big enough, but it works really well. I might need to re-ink that pad. That's what it's telling me. Okay. Now, for this, you need to put the dimensionals onto here. Otherwise, you're kind of guessing on the back of there as to where they need to go. So I used the small ones. And so the only thing here is you have to try and get it kind of straight. I just put them on there like that. Gosh, am I on camera? Yes. And then pop that across, making sure it's straight and you've got an even edge on both sides. And that's your sentiment done. So then, like I say, you can just pop that in an envelope and with a message on the back, and off it goes. It's a really cute little card that will stand up and be quite different. Something, you won't find that in a store. So I thought that was a really nice way to make a cute little, something you can send a message, but that it will also be really attractive in people's homes. Right, so that is this week's video. So yeah, if you're on my mailing list, then you'll get the tutorial sent out to you via email tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you and doing another video next week. Thanks for watching.